Hello and welcome to How to Lead Your Business with Peter Cox. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. How will you lead them? Join us for this podcast where we dive deep into business leadership. This is the podcast where business owners and entrepreneurs learn how to grow their leadership to unlock business and personal growth, empower teams, and drive success. Whether you're a startup or scaling to the next level, we've got the insights, the strategies, the intellectual property you need to grow in leadership, to fuel your team and fuel your business to go to the next level. Let's get into this. In the Star Wars movie, The Clone Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi used the Force to change the mind of one of the seedy characters who approached him in a bar to stop bothering him and to go and turn his life around. He just spoke the words and the guy was on his way to a life transformation. So great was the Force in Obi-Wan that he had great influence over people and objects. Wouldn't it be great to have influence like that? But I'm not Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm Coxie. For me to have influence will be determined by the type of person I am and whether I'm doing enough to impact people's lives that they want to follow me because of what I've done for them. Influence is all about affecting a person's heart and spirit. If you want to lead successfully, you need to have real and positive influence, and you should never stop growing your influence. Here's 2 questions for you. What type of influence do you currently have? What type of influence do you want to have? Strap in for today's session. I'm covering some key strategies for growing your influence. Okay, good morning, good evening, everybody. I'm going to talk about influence today, how to grow your influence. You're not a leader if you don't have influence. And the number one characteristic of a leader is influence, which means follow me. Every single day of my life, I want to grow my influence. How can I have more people follow me? And as a leader, that's what you need to be thinking about when you lead people and you lead teams. My number one priority in my life, in business, is to grow my influence. And if I grow my influence, more people will follow Coxie and I'll become more successful in life. That's how you need to think as a business owner. That's how you need to think as someone that leads teams, is what do you got to do to grow your influence so more people will follow you? If you look at some of the latest data, just over 2 in 5, 43% UK employees have quit a job because of a bad manager. And more than half of those actively seeking a new job, 53%, are looking to switch roles due to their current manager. What that means is people are leaving the leadership. The leader has no influence over keeping that, retaining that person in the business, and they leave because of poor leadership. No influence. John Maxwell taught me a long time ago the number one characteristic of a leader is influence. Influence means follow me. So when you look behind you right now, how many people are following you? If you look behind you and you're the leader, you're the business owner, you lead that team, are people wanting to follow you or do they have to follow you? And there's a big, big difference. So how do you know if someone is following you? Look behind you. You'll know if you've got influence because people will want to be under your leadership and they want to follow you. Your influence will be determined by the type of person you are. Who are you as a human being? What's your character like? Can you be trusted? Are you likable? Are you loyal? Do you have integrity? Is your word your word? When you say you're going to do something, you do it. What type of person are you? Are you empathetic? Are you kind? What's your heart like? What's your spirit like? What type of person are you? Your influence will be determined by whether you're doing enough to positively impact people's lives. The greatest test of a leader's ability is to bring about positive change in the lives of the people they lead. Do people grow under your leadership? Do they become better, more effective, happier, healthier? Do you impact the lives of the people you lead? That'll determine whether you have influence or not. Because when you impact the lives of people you lead, they're going to want to follow you. Their heart engages with you as the leader. You've got to earn the heart of the people you lead by impacting their lives. And I certainly know in 36 years of leadership in my own life, that's been a big one for me as a leader. It's not about me. It's about the people I surround myself with and how do I impact their life? How do I impact their lives? How do I make a difference in their life? Do they grow under my leadership? Do they become better people, better human beings because of my leadership? Are you impacting the lives of the people you lead? Leadership's tough. You want to be a successful business owner? You want to achieve your goals and dreams in life? You won't do it without influence. And you need to be real deliberate in relation to what you do to grow your influence of the people you lead. Influence is all about affecting a person's heart and spirit so that they want to follow you. Theodore Roosevelt said a long time ago, US president, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You need to focus on the care factor of the people you lead. If people know you genuinely care for them and their success and their life, they will follow you. Your influence will grow. Being smart doesn't mean you're a leader, and being smart doesn't mean people want to follow you. That doesn't make you a leader. You may know a lot about a lot of things, but if people feel you don't care about them, that you don't care about me, your influence is diminished and they stop following you. Leadership Dynamics is 20 years in business this year because of the impact it's had in the lives of the people I've mentored. Long-term 15, 20-year relationships have come out of this business journey when I launched this business, March 2024, because of the care factor. I genuinely care for people succeeding in life, having better marriages, becoming better parents, better partners, better leaders, better human beings. But for me to be able to do that, I've had to work on myself to be a better leader, to be a better human being, to grow my care factor, to grow my empathy. Everything I'm sharing with you today applies to me in my own life. Don't ever forget that. Everything I'm sharing with you, I live, eat, and breathe. Because I can't succeed in my own life without these principles. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And my TEDx talk, Edification Changed My Life, I must have used that quote from Theodore Roosevelt 3 or 4 times. If you've not watched my TEDx talk, Edification Changed My Life. It's heading towards 90,000 views. It's a 12-minute video, and edification is how you make people genuinely know you care about them. If you don't understand what edification is, check out my TEDx talk, Edification Changed My Life. Only 40% of employees strongly believe their employer cares for them. Lack of care by bosses is the number one reason people leave their job. So if you want to grow your influence, you've got to grow the care factor that people generally think that you care about them. Employees who feel cared for are 4.1 times more engaged. Gallup poll 2021. If you look at the data above, I'm backing it up with Gallup and McKinsey and Company Great Attraction Survey. I'm backing up what I'm saying with data. I'm not just saying it to motivate you and that maybe this is right. You've got to grow your care factor, which will grow your influence. Now, this is a very powerful slide, the emotional guidance scale. This is how you grow your care factor of leading people. Abraham and Hicks, the emotional guidance scale. Whenever I spend one-on-one time with people, I always use this guidance scale so that I know where the people I'm mentoring are emotionally. Where are they on that color chart right now? And we want them in the purples and pinks. We don't want them down with the reds, greens, and grays. And it is the leader's responsibility to have emotional intelligence and know where the people are in their team, where they are emotionally, and how to lead them up this scale. Which means you have to have honest conversations with people and show care about where people are in life and in their role in that business. And then identifying where they are emotionally, and then you as a leader growing your influence through the care factor to lift them up that emotional guidance scale by Abraham and Hicks. Factors to grow your influence. A key component to succeeding in life and growing your influence is allowing yourself to be led. John Maxwell and my mentor, Jim, taught me that a long time ago. When I first started my first business in 1988 with $11 in the bank, I had substance abuse. My marriage was on the rocks for 4 years. I had to get out of my way. I didn't know how to be successful. And no one had ever led me in my life. And it was only when my wife, Debbie, asked me for a divorce in May 1992 that I allowed myself to be led. And leadership dynamics was born out of this principle. My clients want me to lead them. And yet, what do I know about their actual businesses? Nothing. I get to understand through time what their business is about. But my role is to lead them independently and care for them and grow them and equip them and support them and have their back and be loyal to them and grow trust with them. And they, as a result of that process, they allow me to lead them more and more. And some of my clients through this process today, you know, their businesses are going to hit $1 billion in revenue this year. Some are in the top 60 fastest growing businesses in Australia. Some are number one under 40-year-old entrepreneur in Australia. It's taken me into elite professional rugby league and Australian women's football. Coaches and successful business owners understand the power of allowing themselves to be led. And nobody successful in life doesn't have someone that leads them, advise them. You don't know what you don't know, and nobody has all the answers. It takes humility to be led. And those soldiers there are being led by the leader out the front there with that dust storm. And they are following him because there are landmines. And they're following in his footsteps. In that type of scenario, you just don't go running around in the desert or you get blown up by a landmine. And they're in order. They're all leaders in their own right. And it takes humility to allow yourself to be led. And leadership dynamics was born out of this principle. And I knew 20 years ago that because of this one principle, when people told me leadership dynamics would fail and not succeed, because why would someone want someone to be led and mentored by someone that doesn't understand their business? And here I am 20 years later. Because there's a lot to leadership. And for you to lead someone, first you need to allow yourself to be led yourself. So who leads you? If you could write down who leads you. Who is leading you right now? What gives you the right to lead somebody else if you're not led? Who are you to lead someone if you're not led? And I was led for 22 years. My mentor, Jim, passed away 11 years this year in August. Huge loss in my life. But I have a 59-year-old CEO in the US that understands me and all my businesses and understands who I am as a person, that makes me accountable in all areas of my life. I'm led, which gives me the authority to lead you. Are you leadable? Whenever I bring a new client into leadership dynamics, if I don't think I can lead them, I shut the negotiation down. I'm not interested in trying to lead people that don't want to be led. Are you leadable? Because when you're led, you'll be challenged, you'll be stimulated, you'll be agitated. Who are you accountable to? If you are a business owner and you want to grow accountability in your culture, who are you accountable to? Why should I be accountable to you if you're not accountable to anyone? Whatever you do will duplicate, good and bad. Success will grow your influence. And I know my influence has grown over the years because success will help grow your influence, because it grows your credibility, and credibility grows trust. So it is your responsibility to become more successful than where you are right now. If you want to grow your influence, you do need to grow your level of success. That is a given. Your influence will rise on your level of success. And every single day, you've got to fight to become more successful. What can you do more effectively right now to increase your level of success? So if you look at where you are right now, what have you got to be more effective about to grow your level of success? What do you need to be more effective about? Self-belief will grow your influence. It doesn't matter what anybody else believes. It only matters what you believe. And what do you believe? What do you believe in your heart about you and where you're going? That's all that matters. Because if you don't believe, it doesn't matter what anybody else believes. And sometimes people say, Coxie, do you believe I can do it? And I go, it doesn't matter what I believe. It's what do you believe? That's all that matters. And self-belief will grow your influence. Do you truly believe in yourself? When you look at the man or woman in that mirror, when you look at yourself in that mirror, what do you see? Your eyes lead to your soul. You can't lie. You can't bullshit yourself. Part of growing your influence so people will follow you is believing in yourself. No one wants to follow a leader that has self-belief issues. I didn't talk about arrogance. I said self-belief, that you believe in you and where you are headed with your business and your life. So what do you need to do to increase your self-belief? What's something you need to do to increase your self-belief? Self-belief gives you the ability to have influence. And my entire life, business journey, last 36 years, I've done things to grow my self-belief. I can't allow myself not to believe in Coxie, because it doesn't matter what anyone else believes. It only matters what Coxie believes. What do you believe? That's the most important question you've got to answer right now. What do you believe? Because if you don't believe in you, you dilute your influence and people won't follow you. So here's some self-belief tactics. Create a written affirmation about what you want to be and what you want to achieve. Read that affirmation 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. And find 3 strategic places in your home or workplace to stick your affirmation. With couples on this call right now, we're over 150 on this live event right now, globally, right? How many of you are going to write your affirmations down? Affirm it 3 times a day. And find 3 strategic places in your home or work. Will you do it? Only 3 out of 100 people have written goals, written affirmations. You probably won't do it. Oh, you want to be successful, you want to grow your influence, but you won't do this dumb process of writing your affirmations down about what you want to be and what you want to achieve, and read it 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night, and stick it in places where you see it. Will you do it? The truth about leadership is discipline and focus on those behaviors that drive results rather than focusing only on the results. If you only focus on the results you want to achieve won't happen. It's not about the result, it's about the behavior. Written affirmations are a behavior. If you want your influence to grow, if you want your results to be better, there's a very powerful principle I used in my life. Written affirmations. Integrity and trust grows your influence. Integrity and trust will grow your influence. Integrity means your word is your word. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. If you say you're going to do something to the team or business you lead, and then you don't do it, dilute your influence. Leads to trust issues. And you can't grow your influence without trust. Trusted by everyone you interact with. When you look at your team and who you interact with in your team right now, do they trust you as the leader? Do they deep down in their heart trust you? And I know what it's like to be with people I don't trust. And so do you. And there's absolutely no way I would follow those people. But I also know what it's like to be with people I do trust. And I follow them. Every single day you need to earn and re-earn trust as a leader. Just because someone trusts you today doesn't mean they'll trust you tomorrow. Trust is everything. And you've got to earn it and re-earn it, which grows your influence. Trust and integrity are what set people apart in life. If you want your influence to grow, it won't happen without you growing trust with the people you lead, and with you delivering on your word is your word, that you said you were going to do something and you did it. Trust takes time to build and a moment to lose it. One bad decision and you can lose it. And when you lose trust, your influence goes down, which means people don't want to follow you. Everything I'm sharing with you today applies to me in my life. You want to be a serious leader? You want your goals and dreams to come true in life? You want to scale your business, grow your business? You need to grow your influence. You will not grow your influence without growing your trust and growing your integrity around the people you lead. And it takes time to build trust. So what are you doing to earn and re-earn trust daily with the people in your life? What have you got to do better? What do you need to do better to earn and re-earn trust daily with people in your life? These questions I'm asking you, you give the right answers to this, you behave the right way with the answers you're giving me, and your influence will grow. And the number one characteristic of a leader is influence, and influence means follow me. And you need to seek influence over results. Forget about, I want a bigger business, I want $1 million in the bank, I want a Ferrari, I want to travel overseas. Forget that. That's the result. Focus on, if I keep growing my influence, more people will follow me. And if more people follow me, what you want's going to happen, because you will not get to the top of the mountain on your own. Nobody does. You can't do anything great on your own. And you've got to grow your influence as a leader and protect your influence as a leader. Developing strong and influential individuals. You work on their heart and spirit. And that's a very special picture. I can't believe that's 10 years ago in October this year. Crazy how quickly time passes. And there were 80,000 people in that stadium. A few 100 million people watched that game globally. And when I came into that rugby league team, I worked on the heart and spirit of the players for that coach there. And when you get the heart and spirit right, now you get trust. If my heart and my spirit is for you, and I want you to lead me, and I trust you, I'm going to follow you. And when we have trust, we have mental toughness. And mental toughness is thinking positive thoughts under pressure. You will not win big games and in professional sport, and you will not scale your business if you have people in your team that think negatively under pressure. They've got to embrace it, accept it, and be positive about it. And that's what mental toughness is. And then you got the physical part, which is positive energy. So when the heart and spirit of a human being trusts you as the leader, and I'm thinking positive thoughts under pressure, and I'm bringing, because of the positive thoughts, I'm bringing positive energy into the business every day, into that team every day, I'm going to follow you. And that's exactly what happened in that moment 10 years ago. And that rugby league team waited 43 years for that moment. And I came into that organization as the leadership consultant, high performance manager for culture. And I did 200 one-on-ones for that coach, working on the heart and spirit of those players. And to build a successful organization, you build it one-on-one. And now 10 years later, that coach, Michael Maguire, is New South Wales State of Origin coach, the biggest rugby league games in the world. And I'm the leadership consultant, and we're going to be going on an amazing journey together over the next couple of years. And I'm grateful, humbled, and privileged to be part of that journey. It's about influence. And influence means follow me. When you look behind you, who's following you? Look behind you. How many people are following you? That's the question you've got to answer. That'll determine how much influence you've got. And I'm giving you tools and thoughts and tactics and strategies to grow your influence today. Spoke of the guidance scale. When you know where people are emotionally, they feel that you care about them. We're touching their heart and spirit with this scale. Stephen Covey spoke about trust. Character and competence grows trust. And that character comes from intent and integrity, and competence comes from capability and results. So what is your weakest area? Is it your character? Is it your competence? Within your character, is it your intent? Is it your integrity? With your competence, is it your capability? Is it your results? And if you look within the intent of your character, is it caring, transparency, and openness? Or is it the integrity part of your character, honesty, fairness, authenticity? With competence, is it the capability part, skills, knowledge, and experience? Or is it the result, reputation, credibility, and performance? What is your weakest area that you need to grow trust, which will grow your influence? Developing strong and influential individuals, the number one driver of engagement is trust. Trust enables collaboration. Trust fosters creativity and innovation. Trust enables conflict resolution. Those who completely trust their colleagues are 42 times more likely to be highly resilient. If you want a resilient team around you, you need to grow trust. And trust increases productivity by up to 50%. Up to 50% when you're growing a high trust organization. And high trust companies are 2.5 times more likely to be high performing revenue companies. And that was backed up by ADP Global Workplace Study, September 2020. So the data I just shared with you about the importance of trust, which ties into this developing strong and influential individuals upside down pyramid I'm talking about, is backed up by data. I'm not just telling you how important trust is so you have influence. I'm backing it up with data. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to grow more trust? You have to earn and re-earn trust as a leader every single day, or you'll dilute your influence. So building trust tactics. Write down what you're prepared to be open and transparent about. Transparency grows trust, and trust will grow your influence. Set up a private team meeting and create a graphic storyboard of your life journey, starting with your parents to where you are today. I've done this in my own life. I have shared parts of my journey, where I've come from, the journey of business and life, and the ups and downs. And transparency grows trust with people, which grows influence. Adding value to people's lives grows your influence. Because people follow you because of what you've done for them. How do you add value to the lives of those around you? How do you add value to the lives of those people around you? What are the little things that you can do to add more value? You're the leader. You're the business owner. You've got to add more value to the lives of the people you lead. And I'm a strong leader. I've got a strong leadership style. But my PA was with me for 32 years. My marketing manager's 10 years, I think, this year or next year. Even with my strong leadership style, the people I lead know my heart. They know that I care. They understand my through transparency, my flaws, my strengths, my weaknesses. They know everything about me. And then I just keep trying to add a certain level of value to their life. In our global direct sales business, I've got relationships that are 30 years plus. 30 years because I have trust. And I don't lose it. I earn it and re-earn it. You're never going to be able to make everybody trust you and happy. But they're the minority in my life, not the majority. Everything I'm sharing with you today applies to me. I've had leadership dynamics clients go on this journey with me 8, 10, 12, 14 years. Because I add value. What must you do to add more value to the people you lead? What are the bigger things you can do to add value? An adding value tactic. On Friday afternoon at the close of business, leave a personalized letter in an envelope with a soft font outlining why you value what that person brings to the business and the team. And I shared that on my TEDx talk. The power of writing a personalized letter by that coach that you saw, Michael Maguire, who wrote 17 individual letters to 17 different players before the biggest game of their life. And it was 12-6 in that game with 8 minutes to go, and that team won 30-6. It was one of multiple high-performance strategies that were used on that day, but it connected with some of those players deep in their heart, and when they had nothing left, they gave more. He added value. He empowered them. He touched their heart. He touched their spirit through that letter. Edification changed my life. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Check it out on that TEDx talk. Using an appropriate communication style grows your influence. We all receive information differently. Some people need visual. They need to see what you're talking about. 65% of all people are visual learners. I'm a visual learner. And when I present and I do Zooms, I talk, but I also use slides because some people don't even hear a word I say. They just read the slide. And that's okay. I just want my message to get through. I want to become an effective communicator because if I communicate effectively, my influence goes up and more people follow Coxie. You need to communicate more effectively to grow your influence, and you need to understand that 65% of all people are visual learners. Auditory, they listen, they hear. 30% of people are auditory learners. They don't see any of my slides, but they hear everything I say. So you've got to understand people receive information differently, and if you don't improve the way you communicate, it dilutes your influence. 5% of people are kinesthetic learners, hands-on. They need to be hands-on. They need to see the whole process. How do you communicate visually and verbally? Big question, because you've got to improve the way you communicate. What can you do to improve your communication? Vision will grow your influence. Great leaders cast vision. Follow me. What is your vision for your life? Where are you going to be 12 months from now? Where do you want to be 5 years from now? Where do you want to be 10 years from now? You can't lead people and have influence if you don't have a vision for where you're going as the leader. People perish without vision, and they need to see a leader that knows where they're going, which makes them want to follow you. So what is your vision for your life? What must you do to be more energized and more inspired to achieve your vision? What do you need more energy about? What do you need to be more inspirational about when you cast your vision? Discipline and self-control grow your influence. Discipline and self-control are behaviors. Self-discipline will grow you on the inside, growing your self-worth, which we spoke about, which will grow your influence. The more disciplined we become, the more inside we believe we're going to do something great. Discipline is the difference between goals and accomplishments. Jim Rohn, famous US motivational speaker in the 60s and 70s, I've always remembered that quote. Everyone's got goals, but do they accomplish them? It takes discipline to accomplish those goals. Discipline is doing it when you don't want to do it. What do you need to be more disciplined about? Now, when I ask you this question, you know the answer. You already know the answer to this question, but you will not grow your influence if you are undisciplined. Are you disciplined at managing your time effectively to get the most out of each day? You want your influence to rise? Manage your time effectively. Don't waste time on things that won't take you to your goals. Don't get distracted by shiny objects. Stay focused. Manage your time effectively. Successful people do the things unsuccessful people won't do. Successful people do the things unsuccessful people won't do. Successful people live by habit. And my life has habits, has a very disciplined routine. And I've had it for 35 years, these habits, these routines. And I'm very consistent. Most people are inconsistent. Successful people live by habit. And anyone that I know is successful, that has big influence in their life, they have amazing disciplined habits that keep them at the top. Daily habits will develop your accountability. So what are your daily habits? When you look at your daily habits, what are they? And successful people have more average days than average people do. Planning is never, ever a waste of time. Practice makes perfect. So be more disciplined about practice. What are you prepared to give up to go up? What do you need to give up to go up? If you give it up, will it grow your influence? What are you prepared to give up so you go up? What do you need to sacrifice for the next 12 months to set up your life? 12 months from now, believe it or not, it'll be February 2025. We're heading to March already in 2024. Can you believe that? How quickly time passes. I can't believe it's 8 weeks. My father passed away on Wednesday, and it's been the hardest 8 weeks of my life. But here I am. I'm still delivering. Life goes on. What do you need to sacrifice for the next 12 months to set up your life? What are you going to give up to go up? What do you need to maximize your effectiveness? What do you need to do to maximize your effectiveness? What do you got to be more effective about? Managers are efficient. Leaders are effective. I don't want to be a manager. I want to be a leader. If you want to be an effective leader, your influence will go up. If you grow your effectiveness, your influence will go up and more people are going to follow you. That's a wrap for today. Until next time, check out our online high performance team masterclass. It's got everyone talking. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people are using that online program now to lead their teams more effectively and to create a high performance environment. There's no assignments, no exams. It's packed full of practical strategies and resources to help you build and grow the right team in a thriving culture to drive your business forward with you. Go to leadershipdynamics.com.au for all the details. If you found value in today's episode, subscribe, Leave us a review, share it with your network. I'm sharing a lot of my leadership journey, and I know it'll make a difference in your life to achieve the vision and the dreams that you have for your business and your life. Keep climbing.